Have you ever felt like you were losing your mind in a relationship? You know something is terribly wrong. You feel it in your bones. You wake up at 3 a.m. with your heart racing, replaying every text message, every silence, every moment when they pulled away. You ask yourself, am I the problem? Am I too much? Am I asking for too little? And the worst part, you start believing that maybe you are. But let me tell you something right now. You are not crazy. You never were. And today I'm going to show you exactly what is really going on. There is a specific kind of person who enters your life like a beautiful storm. They sweep you off your feet. They make you feel seen. They say all the right things. And then just when you start to let your guard down, something shifts. The warmth disappears. They become distant. They pull away right after you feel close. You reach out and they go silent for hours or even days. You start to wonder, did I do something wrong? What did I say? You analyze every single moment looking for your mistake. But here is the truth that will change everything for you. There is no mistake. Because this person was never really there to begin with. They were only pretending. Now, before I go any further, I want you to promise me something. Stay with me until the very end of this video. Because what I'm about to share with you is going to give you something more powerful than any answer you have ever been looking for. It is going to give you your power back. It is going to give you peace. And it is going to give you the strength to finally walk away from something that has been slowly stealing your light. You see, there is a specific pattern, a pattern that plays out again and again in relationships where one person is emotionally unavailable. And the people who experience this pattern almost always share the same feeling. They feel like they are going insane. They feel like they are the ones who are broken. They start questioning their own worth, their own needs, their own sanity. And that is exactly what the other person wants. Not because they are evil, but because their own fear of real intimacy makes them avoid true connection. So instead, they create an illusion, a beautiful, convincing illusion that looks like love, but is nothing more than a performance. And the most dangerous part of all of this, you do not even see it happening to you, because you are so focused on trying to understand them, on trying to fix things, on trying to make them love you the way you need to be loved. You forget about yourself completely. You put your own needs on hold. You shrink yourself down smaller and smaller just to keep them from running away. And they still run. Because no matter what you do, it was never going to be enough. Not because you are not enough, but because they are incapable of showing up the way you deserve. So, if you have been feeling confused, if you have been feeling anxious, if you have been feeling like you are the only one trying in this relationship, then this video was made for you. Because what you are about to learn next is going to hit you deep in your chest. It is going to make things finally make sense. And it is going to show you the exact behavior that reveals when someone is pretending to like you while secretly keeping their distance. But you have to stay. Because in the next few minutes, I am going to walk you through the psychological pattern that is controlling your relationship right now. I am going to show you the exact signs you have been looking for. And most importantly, I am going to tell you why this is not your fault, why you are not broken, and why walking away from this person is the bravest thing you will ever do for yourself. So do not go anywhere, because everything changes right here. Here is what you need to understand about this type of person. Because once you see the pattern clearly, you cannot unsee it, and that clarity is going to set you free. When an avoidant person is pretending to like you, they follow one specific cycle. It is almost identical every single time. They come in strong, they sweep you off your feet, they make you feel like you have finally found someone who gets you, they text you first, they call you cute names, they make plans with you, they make you feel special, and for a moment you think this is real, you think this is finally it. Then something shifts. The texts become shorter, the calls become rarer, they stop making time for you. They become distant right after you have a deep conversation. Right after you feel close, they pull away. And when you try to bring it up, they gaslight you. They say things like, you are overthinking it, or I just need space, or you are being dramatic. And you start to believe them. You start to shrink yourself down. You tell yourself you are asking for too much. You apologize for having needs. You become smaller just to keep them from leaving. But here is the pattern you must memorize. They give you just enough to keep you hoping. That is the key. They never give you nothing. Because if they gave you nothing, you would leave. Instead, they give you crumbs, tiny bits of attention, small moments of warmth, a text here, a call there, a promise of we will see each other soon that never actually happens. They keep you hanging on the edge, always one step away from being abandoned, always hungry for more. And because you love them, you keep accepting these crumbs like they are a full meal. This is what psychologists call intermittent reinforcement. It is one of the most powerful psychological traps that exists because the brain gets addicted to the uncertainty. The moments when they are present feel so good, so warm, so full of hope that you keep chasing those moments, even when the distance is longer, even when the silence is longer, even when your mental health is deteriorating. You keep going back because you are chasing that high, that brief moment when they actually showed up for you. They also do something else. They make vague promises about the future. They say things like, "One day we will travel together," or "Maybe next month we can do that." These statements are never followed by action. They are designed to keep you attached, to make you feel like there is something real coming, that if you just wait a little longer, if you just be a little more patient, they will finally show up the way you need them to. But they never do. Because the truth is they cannot. Not because they do not want to, but because their nervous system does not allow them to be truly intimate. Real intimacy requires vulnerability. It requires showing up fully. It requires letting someone see all of you, even the broken parts. And for someone who is avoidant, that feels like a threat to their survival. So instead, they create a performance. They act like they care without actually being present. They say the words without meaning them. They stay close enough to keep you, but never close enough to be truly known. You see, when someone is afraid of being abandoned, they push people away before they can be left. And when someone is afraid of being swallowed by intimacy, they create just enough connection to survive without ever actually committing to it. That is what you have been dealing with, not a person who is bad, but a person who is wounded. And a wounded person cannot give you what you need, no matter how much you love them. So now you have a choice. You can keep trying to unlock someone who has locked themselves away from the inside. Or you can recognize that you deserve someone who does not need to be decoded, someone who shows up fully, someone who does not make you question your own reality. The knowledge you just gained is your weapon now. Use it. Now let me tell you what this cycle has been doing to you, because you need to see it clearly before you can start healing from it. You have been walking on eggshells every single day. You check your phone over and over hoping to see their name. You rehearse what you will say so you do not sound too attached. You edit your texts 3 times before sending them so you do not seem too needy. You silence your own needs so you do not push them away. And every time they pull back, your entire world collapses for a few hours or a few days. You cannot eat. You cannot sleep. Your mind keeps replaying everything, looking for the mistake you made. But there is no mistake. This is just what it feels like to be with someone who cannot truly hold you. This relationship has been eroding your confidence from the inside out. You started doubting your own perceptions. When they disappeared for 3 days, you told yourself, maybe you imagined how close you felt. When they came back acting like nothing happened, you pretended you were not hurt. You swallowed your feelings so many times that you forgot what they even felt like. You became a ghost of yourself, quieter, smaller, less excited about things you used to love. And you did not even realize it was happening because you were so focused on keeping them. Your nervous system has been in a constant state of alert. You never know when the warmth is coming. You never know when the silence is coming. This unpredictability keeps your body stuck in survival mode, elevated cortisol, restless nights, racing thoughts at the worst moments. You feel exhausted all the time, but you cannot explain why, because from the outside, nothing looks wrong. But inside, you are falling apart quietly. And the cruelest part of all of this, you started blaming yourself. You convinced yourself that if you were just more attractive, more patient, more easygoing, more calm, more understanding, they would finally stay. So you tried to become all of those things. You dimmed your light. You gave up your standards. You accepted less than you deserved because you thought that was the only way to keep someone who was never really yours to keep. This is the trap. This is what they create without even meaning to. They do not have to try to manipulate you. Their pattern alone is enough to rewire your brain. The hope mixed with disappointment creates a powerful addiction. You hold on to the good moments like they define the relationship, but the good moments are just bait. The pain is the actual relationship. And once you see that clearly, something inside you shifts. You are not broken. You are never the problem. The reason you stayed so long is not because you are weak, it is because you have a big heart. You love deeply, you commit fully, you see the potential in people, you try to heal what is broken. Those are not flaws, those are your greatest strengths. But someone with deep wounds does not want your strength. Someone who fears connection does not want your love. They want your silence. They want your patience. They want your endless understanding. And they will keep taking it until there is nothing left of you. So let me ask you something. How much more of yourself are you willing to lose? Because the moment you answer that question honestly, you will know exactly what you need to do next. You came here looking for answers. And now you have them. You understand the pattern. You understand why they behave the way they do. You understand why you feel the way you feel. That understanding is your turning point because you cannot unsee what you have seen now. And once you see it, going back to that relationship becomes impossible. Not because they changed, but because you did. Here is where everything changes for you. Everything you just learned about them, everything about their patterns and their fears, I need you to hold on to that. Because now you are going to use it, not to hate them, but to free yourself. That person who kept you guessing, who made you feel invisible, who pulled away every time you got close, was never broken because of you. They were broken long before you ever arrived. And their behavior had nothing to do with your worth. It had everything to do with wounds they never healed, fears they never faced, and a heart that learned to protect itself by keeping everyone at arm's length. You did not fail them, you could not fix them, and you were never supposed to. Your job was never to earn love from someone who could not offer it. Your job was never to prove yourself worthy of presence. Your job was never to shrink, to wait, to accept crumbs, to be patient with someone who had no intention of ever meeting you halfway. Your only job in this life is to honor yourself. And starting today, that is exactly what you are going to do. Let me tell you something that might hurt at first, but will set you free. That person you kept holding on to, the one who gave you just enough to keep you hoping, they were never choosing you. They were keeping you. There is a massive difference. Choosing means showing up fully. Choosing means making time, making space, making effort even when it is hard. Choosing means vulnerability, consistency, and commitment. What they gave you was not choice. It was survival. They kept you around to fill a temporary void without any plan to build something real. And that is not love. That is not even close to love. You deserve someone who chooses you every single day. Not when it is convenient, not when they feel like it, not only when they need something from you. Someone who shows up on the hard days, someone who calls you back, someone who makes plans and keeps them, someone who does not make you guess where you stand, someone who stays present when things get messy. You deserve someone who looks at you and sees a person worth fighting for, not a person worth keeping around just in case. You have been settling, you have been accepting. You have been telling yourself that maybe this is all you deserve. But I need you to hear me right now. You are not too much. You are not too emotional. You are not too demanding. You are someone with legitimate needs who chose to love someone who could not meet them. That does not make you wrong. That makes you human. And the fact that you stayed as long as you did, that you tried as hard as you did, that you fought for something that was never going to work, shows just how powerful your heart really is. But a powerful heart means nothing if you keep giving it to people who cannot hold it. So here is your moment. This is where you take your power back. This is where you close the door on a chapter that has been draining you for far too long. You do not need to hate them. You do not need to punish them. You do not even need an explanation. You just need to make one decision. The decision to stop betraying yourself. The decision to stop chasing someone who cannot run toward you. The decision to stop begging for the bare minimum from someone who cannot even give you that. Walk away. Not because you are weak, but because you are finally strong enough to choose yourself over the illusion of what could have been. Walk away, knowing that you loved deeply, that you showed up fully, that you gave everything you had. And when they look back one day wondering why you are gone, they will finally realize what they lost. Not because you were hard to love, but because you were easy to take for granted. Your peace is more important than their presence. Your sanity is more valuable than their inconsistent affection. Your future is brighter than anything they could ever offer you. Go claim it.